Hey guys, what's up? We're just gonna get a little bit of talk here before the 1 o'clock kickoff. My watch died, sorry, but I know we're at about 12:30, so I'm gonna take this watch off because it's dead. No point in wearing it because it's kind of stupid. But anyway, let's go. Steelers today. Steelers matchup versus the Cleveland Browns. What are we looking for? Is the offensive line gonna hold up? Is Kenny Pickett gonna be Kenny Pickett of the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left, or is he gonna be the Kenny Pickett that we see be mediocre most of the game? Is that a Matt Canada issue? Is that a Kenny Pickett issue? Is that an offensive line issue? I don't know. I feel like the offensive line has really meshed here as of late, really started to play a lot better. So we're going to go with maybe a Matt Canada issue with the play calling. I'm thinking there's still a little bit of that needs to be worked out. But Matt Canada, I will give him props. He has been coming on as of late. Better game plans, at least in the fourth quarter, we're seeing it. And the offense is really becoming dominant to help out that defense and keep that defense off the field sometimes to where they're not getting so bogged down. I feel like that was a lot. And we had our injury with TJ Watt, of course. And you know the record, guys. You know the record with TJ, without TJ. It's pretty self-explanatory. We all know what that means for the Steelers when he's out and when he's not 100%. I'd rather have a 70% TJ Watt than a no TJ Watt on the field. But let's go. Let's get everybody's reactions too after the game. Post your comments. Let's see what we can talk about. Let's try to get some good conversations. I'll reply to everybody. So, please just go ahead and put that comment out there and we'll talk about it and we'll get these things going and we'll find the answers to the questions. Or we'll just have a general conversation, man, if you're looking for somebody to talk to about sports, because that's what I'm looking to do. I'm not looking to make millions of dollars or something. I'm looking to talk sports because that's what I love. That's what I want to do. That's how I like to have fun on the sides, you know. I even with my personal life, taking my kids playing basketball, coaching their teams, flag football, coaching their teams, being involved in my son's football, all that kind of stuff. That's what I like to do. Sports is what I like to do. So let's talk about it, man. Let's have fun. You're in the garage today for this episode to kick off NFL Week 18 Sunday. We're in the garage, the man cave, aka. We're putting the studio in downstairs, so that's going to be better. The quality will be a lot better also. So just keep coming out there and looking for new videos and watch that step up, watch that come up, because it's coming, man. It's definitely coming. So let's get back on track with the Steelers. The Steelers today, I believe the keys to victory are controlling that line of scrimmage defensively, offensively, yeah, that's always the key to every game. But this game in particular, you have Nick Chubb on that other side. You have Deshaun Watson that can move. Even for the Browns on their side, you have Kenny Pickett that can move, Najee, Jalen Warren. You have people that can do some different things that are more dynamic in terms of Deontay Johnson running the ball, Sims running the ball. So both teams, man, whoever can control this line of scrimmage today, defensively, offensively, that's who's going to win this ball game. Let's face it. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring ball game. I feel like maybe 20-17, something like that. I feel like it's going to be a 3 to 4 point, whichever way, whoever wins. And I feel like the Browns might be coming to play today, but you never know. They had some issues, Jadeveon Clowney issue, getting out of there whenever he went online or went on an interview and said something about he doesn't foresee himself being in Cleveland next season. And I think that torqued the Cleveland Browns. But there strikes me something deeper in the Cleveland Browns organization. Is Stefanski creating some divide? Did signing Deshaun Watson with all his past and all his legal issues and civil suits, did that create a divide in the locker room when you went from Jacoby Brissett to Deshaun back in, week 11, I believe, is when Deshaun come back? You can just sense some sort of tension, some sort of divide somewhere in that organization. I'm not sure. I'm not a big Cleveland Brown guy. I just like to watch the Steelers kick the snot out of them most of the time. But Cleveland fans they're exceptional. They're good. Their heart's in it. They're ready to go. They really like to root for their team, and I respect that. So all you Cleveland fans out there, props to you guys, but Steeler Nation, baby. Let's get back on the topic of what's going to go on with this game today. I think special teams is going to play a huge role. The Steelers special teams has been horrible. Like I said in a couple other shorts and some other videos, that the special teams had some bright spots. Our long snapper's on point. He's been there. He's ready to go. Benny Snell football with his mouthpiece, man. Hopefully he got that spinner in and gets some shit going today. But yeah, you have Benny Snell. Chris Boswell, not been Chris Boswell that we want, that we know and love, but he's the Chris Boswell of every 2-3 years, to where he goes and loses some sort of focus somehow. He's not the Chris Boswell we know. Let's face it. Come on. But this year I'm just hoping you want a team in this week 18. I know the Steelers are far-fetched. They have to have a lot of things happen, a lot of things that go their way in order to get to the playoffs and to have a chance. And when you get into those playoffs, if you do have a chance, you're going to face a juggernaut, a machine in the Chiefs, something like that, whatever. You're going to face one of those bigger teams, however it works out. I don't know. I'm not a numbers guy. I don't know everything exactly. Sometimes I misspeak. But here, I'm real, I'm raw, I'm ready to go. I want to talk to you guys. I don't want to be all uptight and have to be super formal that way. Hopefully down the road, when we do get some interviews and we do get some people with some big names on here to talk, it's loose, it's candid conversation, and we're not worrying about this and that and being all uptight. But getting back to the Steelers, like I was saying, the Steelers special teams is going to be huge. Chris Boswell, does he miss a kick with, to go back and tie the game sometime, like right before half or something like that, to where those point swings mean something? When you go into that half, and if you don't get those points, you can swing a game 21 points in the last 5 minutes to the 5 minutes after the half starts again in between. You can swing a game like that. I mean, it's very easy to punch one in, have a quick turnover, punch one in, halftime, you get the ball, come back, punch one in, there's 21. I mean, it can happen in a blink of an eye, and that kills the team. So, is that going to happen to the Steelers? Is that going to happen to the Browns? Is that going to happen to the Dolphins or the Jets? I mean, some of these games today that we have to have, that we're counting on for a win or a loss, whatever, from whichever team, there's going to be some sloppy football. You take the Jets and the Dolphins, for instance, they're running down with backup quarterbacks, walk-on quarterbacks, all this crazy shit. You don't even know who's playing half the time. So even if somebody gets hurt, you don't even know who's coming in. I mean, come on, it's crazy. But the Steelers special teams has to control what it can control. No crappy punts from Harvin. You can't shank 125, 30 yards and give Deshaun Watson the ball at the 50, 45 yard line, the Steelers 45. You can't do that. You're asking too much of that defense. You can't put a strain on that. It has to be symbiotico, my friend. It has to be tight. Everything has to go together. I mean, one aspect of the game, one of the three phases fails, the Steelers are in trouble, because that's what type of game they have to play in order to win. They have to have all three phases work together, come together, and feed off of each other. Otherwise, they can't win. They're not built for that. They're not built for a 45-43 shootout, with a field goal with 2 seconds left and Kenny Pickett with 5 touchdowns and all that crap, So they just can't play like that. I wish they could. Trust me, maybe in 1, 2, 3 years, KP will be able to play like that. I mean, we watched a young Ben Roethlisberger in the beginning part of his career, to where he struggled and the run game meant a lot. He had a number 1 defense. That got him to some big spots, some big moments in the NFL and Super Bowls and AFC championship games and playoff games. And it made him better because he had to learn how to win. And everybody wonders why Ben was so good in that fourth quarter. It was the instant he got into the league, he had to learn how to win at the end. He had to learn how to just squeak those wins out. And that is tough. I mean, if you don't get into a rhythm, it's like anything else. If you're not doing it all the time, it's hard to do. And a lot of teams don't have that guy with that clutch factor that when the chips are down, they're going to ball out. A lot of guys don't have that. A lot of teams don't have that. So, I mean, Kenny Pickett, I know we have a very small sample size, but my goodness, that man is clutch with what he's done this season. I'm very happy with it. If they lose today and lose don't get into playoffs, whatever. I'm going to say that they made some positive strides, because I think all this season should be about now is, of course, we want to get our board DeMar Hamlin back to normal. That was so crazy. I still can't get that out of my head. But we need to do that. Let's focus on that and everybody come together and help him out. But as far as the Steelers are concerned, I was just looking for them to start to gel, that line to start to mesh, start to be able to move the ball, start to be able to control the ball, the clock. Watch Kenny start to be able to throw his receivers open. That's a win. All the Yinzers that sit there and throw a fit and they're not putting 35 points up a game will be the same people bitching if they did and it was a 35-35 game. And then what are we going to say? The defense sucks, TJ Watt's overpaid, Minka's overpaid. That's what we're going to be saying, folks. I mean, come on. Nobody's ever happy. But if you're really watching this team, you're seeing the building blocks of a team that has no quarterback on a big, huge deal, which is monster, more than anybody knows. It's to strike that while the iron's hot. When you get a hot young quarterback and you get him and you don't have him on that monster $50 million a year deal, like you're going to have the Ravens in trouble, the Bengals paying the Burrow. You're not in that spot yet. You got 4 or 5 years here to rip it off. When did Ben win his Super Bowls? Yeah, you got it. And in that first, gap, that first part of his career right there. And then toward the end, what happened? We weren't able to put the defenses and offenses around him and special teams around him in order for him to have that chance. Yeah, we did have some. We did. We lucked out and got Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown. We had some people, man. We had some draft picks not work out that, an Artie Burns, couple of those receivers that we missed on, but we typically hit receivers. But those things happen, and you have to strike here. When you have a quarterback on a small deal like this, now's the time. Pay your Minkas, pay your TJs, pay that offensive line, get things going. Keep some continuity around this young kid. Well, not a kid. He's a man, dude. I know I get annoyed when people say kid, because I do it too, and I shouldn't do it. But kid, he's not. This man is mature beyond his years, in my opinion, in some aspects. I mean, this guy's coming down, and he don't blink. And what's Mike Tomlin said it. Kenny didn't blink. The offense didn't blink. They had a grow-up moment. That kid don't blink. And that's big, So, again, let's get back on track here and make this video a little shorter, because I know we're about to get that game on. Let's go. But let's get back to Steelers keys to victory. All three phases got to work together. Otherwise, the Steelers can't win, because they're not that type of team. They're not a team to come back. So we need all three phases to work together. And we need to, a big thing, especially when you're playing a division rival, keep your head, keep cool, keep the game in perspective. Don't focus on the other team. You're beating yourself. So you're playing yourself in reality. You're playing yourself because you can beat yourself. Let's look at some of these dumb penalties that we've had. Allen going into Carolina's huddle, offensive huddle or special teams huddle. Stupid. Cost you a bunch. Cost you. And in the big games like this, and when you're getting into the playoffs, stupid penalties kill you and get you you're going to be golfing and being at home. And if that's what you want to do, whatever. I get it. You guys got some cash, whatever, do it. But that is what can kill you. So mental game is big. And I misspoke on one of my shorts. I said Allen, I think, was off the team. I don't think he's off the team. I just don't think he's dressing for some reason. And if he is, somebody correct me, put it in the comments. Like I said, correct me, man, because sometimes I can be wrong or misspeak, which it is what it is. But let's go. Steelers today, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my predictions on the game. The Steelers, I'm going to have that as a 20-17 ball game. I'm going to pick the Steelers to come out on top, but I do pick Cleveland to be there close with, a minute or two left in the game. And young KP8 might have to do it. He might have to do it one more time to get the Steelers in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So that can happen. And I'm hoping it does, because that's exciting. But we're going to be scoreboard watching here today, me and my son. We're going to be watching all the games. I am going to pick And I know Steeler fans, I just don't know if the Jets can do it with a Joe Flacco-led team. I think that's the one that's going to hurt us. I do think the Bills are going to come out and play for DeMar and really put an ass whooping on the Patriots and get Big Bill Belichick up out of here. You know what I mean? Get him up out of here. We're tired of seeing the Pats in the Super Bowl. We're tired of seeing the Pats in the playoffs. Get him up out of here. You know what I mean? Patriots fans too, cool. You know, I like you guys too. It's all in good fun. But if the Steelers go ahead and all this does happen, man, I wouldn't want to play the Steelers in the playoffs because I'd rather be lucky than good. And we spent all our bad luck at the beginning of the season, getting down 2-8 or 2-6, whatever, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. But Steeler fans, we're going to have an exciting day. I want you guys to enjoy it. I want you guys to come to my channel, like, subscribe, follow, share, get it out there. Tell your people, I'm that dude. We're going to talk sports. We're going to have fun and grow this community to something special. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I'll see you after the game. And I'll be posting shorts also. So peace.